How y'all doing? Are you believing this right now? We're gonna test it.
Why do you do it? You do it.
Okay, so I'm sitting here with the XT3. We got the kit lens on it. I'm not allowed to take footage from it, but my friend can film the back and we'll see. It'll be good. Kind of. Look at that. Look at that auto eye detection. I set it to my left eye. That's my good eye. So this is with the kit lens at 20, or the widest, 18 mil I think. And we're extended out. Is this wide enough? Are you super excited? Is that the widest thing you've ever seen in your life? This is what we're doing. Now, this is not comfortable. Let me show you what I'd rather be doing. This would be much better. Is that too wide now? Or not wide enough? Is it just my head? Okay, we're testing the autofocus. Is it tracking me all over this planet? Okay, now we got the 10 to 24 very close. So you can see, just, I'm like this far away. This is the ideal comfort level. When you're out like that, it doesn't work. So is that wide enough? Are we at the, now we're at 10. How's that looking? Is it tracking? Lost me? Oh. Let's just zoom in. How's that looking? Do we get any blurry background at all? Is it just my head? Wait. Okay. Is that too wide? Is it insanely wide? How exciting would that be? If I was vlogging the town. Wow. Is it focused on me? Will it ever latch on to him? Did he steal it?
A little bit.
How dare he?
Yeah, a little bit. There are moments where he hops back and forth.
And we will compare. I'll do it side by side with the 16 on the kit lens and the 16 1.4. So this is f4, that'll be 1.4, holy shit, which looks better. Okay, last test, we got the 16 mil 1.4. So this would be a comfortable length to hold. It's a 24 mil equivalent. I just feel like it's not gonna be wide enough unless I stretch it way out there. And there's no stabilization. So that could be a nightmare. Ruling of thirds so hard right now. Can you believe this? Is it tracking me right now? Is it on her? It's on her? How dare you, Fuji? What? Come back to me. It's on me? It's on her. It's on me. How does that look? Is that the most glorious thing you've ever seen in your life? This is 24 mil. This is what it looks like. That far away. Could I vlog like that? That was a helpful video, huh? Look at that. In case you were wondering what the resolution looked like on the XT3, you know now. You saw it. I showed you. We're just also lucky to have access to this kind of technology. Wow. So I'm sorry. That was the best I could do. That was bullshit. I was disappointed in myself looking at that footage. I'm like, what can you see? But we did learn some things. We learned some things. Basically, it's the framing that I wanted to see. Basically, what we learned about that system, if you buy the kit lens and you film at the widest 18 millimeters, which is a 27 millimeter equivalent, you have to hold it. Can you even see in the mirror what I'm doing? You see how far that is? Do you have any idea how much weight that adds when you extend it fully out like that? It's very uncomfortable, but it gives you more to look at. And it's so much more comfortable. Like, what I was finding, that 27 mil equivalent is unusable if you're holding it right here. Absolutely unusable. It's just your head. And I've done plenty of videos like that where it's just my head. Stupid. It just looks so dumb. I hate it. Every time I see a video and the head, chin to scalp is filling the frame, I almost just want to leave. I'm just thinking, get out of my face, asshole. I didn't come to your work and bug you where you are. But what I found, when you do hold it out like this, that kit lens is doable. And with the image stabilization is really good on that kit lens. And the autofocus is great. That's a technically viable vlogging setup. With just the kit lens, that'd be a pretty cheap way to go. That might be the cheapest way to get amazing quality content. And from what I've seen, what excites me about the Fuji system is their 1080p is actually legit top of the line. I don't think anybody does 1080p better than them. When I was researching the Panasonic G85, I went to my favorite website, DP Review, and they got this tool, a video comparison tool. So I was looking, you can see the screenshot of video, 1080p, and the G85 was better than most anything else. It crushed the Sony a6500 by miles, and the EM1 crushed it. And it was doing better than pretty much everything except the Sony a7S II at the time. But it was full frame, no flippy screen, stabilization like a donkey riding down a rocky hill. F that. But when I head on over there now and I compare it to the Fuji, I'm just embarrassed that this looks like 720p compared to the Fuji 1080p. So that is exciting. So I kind of want it. So what we found out, yes, doable vlogging on the rig, heavy, but it was lighter than this setup, I think. If only someone had made a chart with all the weights of the current cameras and lenses. I made the chart. So it's actually 8 grams heavier than this at 849 grams, but it felt light. I don't know why, but it felt lighter than this. But that's my mind playing tricks on me, lying to itself because it wanted me to buy the Fuji. The next thing we learned, the 10-24 lens was actually doable right here at the widest 15 mil, doable. And the advantage are twofold when you hold it here. One, your audio is going to be better because the mic is closer to you. That's why that Sony X3000 sounds so good. I'm always holding it like right here for best audio possible. So you're holding it close, you get good audio, and you're less fatigued because you're not fully leveraging your arm to the universe. So that is a more comfortable vlogging setup and better audio. Stabilization, I think the kit lens is better. Don't quote me on that. I wish I could test it. I need access to a camera vault. Oh, I would have so much. I'd rather be in a camera vault than a bank vault. Just testing things. The candy store shit. The last thing we learned is that 16mm 1.4 was glorious. Just absolutely glorious. But it had no image stabilization, so you could not vlog with it unless you got a gimbal, which would add another at least 500 grams. My tripod's about 400 grams. The lightest gimbal is like 896. So it's getting a little heavy at that point. You could do it. You could do it. I like it. I like that Fuji. I'm just not quite ready for it. Now this is not something I've ever talked about on the channel here, but the Fuji doesn't have a flip out screen that faces you. And I haven't stressed the importance of this, but I will talk about it soon. But it's nice to be able to see yourself for exposure, for focus, for framing. everything. It is so amazing, and it protects the screen. You can flip it backwards. I throw it in my bag. My LCD screen is perfect, and I've traveled all over the world to one country. So that is like a blackened dagger in my heart, but at home I could put up with setting up the Wi-Fi. Okay, I can see myself, and then we make videos like this. I could handle that, but out in the street, forget that. You would have to get comfortable with it, and people do it. What's that guy, Y Lamb? Go subscribe to Y Lamb. He's a Fuji man, and he vlogs with the XT3. He makes it look good. He makes it look good, and he doesn't use a flip-out screen out in the world, and he's never overexposed. It always looks good, so I think you can get used to it, and you just know eventually, okay, 2.8, no ISO, 0 on that ISO, shutter speed 8,000. Perfect video. And I think what you have to do is take a little test clip, film yourself, talk for a second, do a 360 rotation around so the sun hits you at all angles, and then judge your exposure. Pain in the butt, just flip out that goddamn screen. Flip it. So while I do want that Fuji, it's more exciting to me. Just the lenses, I like the lenses better than the Sony APS-C lenses, and it's a lighter system than the Sony full frame, and Canon is just a laughing donkey company to me. But one day they'll get their act together. They'll still be 8 to 10 years behind the competition, but eventually it won't matter. So we wait, we see what the Sony a7000 brings, we see what the Panasonic full frame brings. Is that all that's on the horizon? I think that's it. And the Olympus EM1X, giant 1DX killer. And by that I mean if you dropped it on the 1DX, the 1DX would crumble because it weighs 1,500 pounds. Could be a good thing. So let me know if you're shooting video on the Fuji XT3 and what do you love about it? Can you get around its shortcomings? Do you not mind the flippy screen not flipping? Is the exposure non-step-like? And is the autofocus doable? Because it did latch onto my friend a couple times. When he came in there, it snuck onto him. So I don't know, I've only had the camera for like 8 minutes at that point, so there's probably some settings I could have tweaked. We'll work on it. So thank you so much for watching the video today. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.